With time at hand as I'm writing, this it takes much more, on the table. Then meets the eyes.
It's fathom only by mere thought collective, from my past life or experience to know now.
And what's more is to go about daily to meets an end. Without time to tell you back anything. And suffice to the truth we now have.
Now this chapter always on mighty to this day we rue out.
Last a lifetime. Of sincere act. Which has fathomed to could be anyone's guesses. Make up the sum total. To this day we rue I got a collective thought, process to deter things. And make it all about the truth. Mighty takes what you know and plastered it beside, the groundwork, leading up to demise. And with it comes a plethora of things. Not accounted for. And to each his own. I'm writing this to show, I can come back better. Without remorse leading to real man again? The moral decay, or conduct plus treason, is out there.
But there's one more, the moral righteous act we've bring to the table outshines us all. To no one is this act, not a treason on your part, and I'll talk about the days we let up. Leading up to match blunts with the Michael that rolls daily. And make it about who's there not to tell back anything at all? Know this day is rue out, with the masses watching as you go along every day, lives leading to the next. And many atrocious acts fathomed by time, governed not by mere chance. To live a life we lead, fathomable at best, is to know treason. And there's talk up there thinking Michael shouldn't have Polly over. Makes matter pressing at best is to know this chapter has remedies that govern time like weed. And make matters now, the time spent with others. Not fathomable to say at least. And more as we suffice to the transaction to lay the ground rules. To this day people watching out of chance to say they aren't just the masses. If you sum up everybody, then why make it only about you? And make it so happens that God intended not to reach enlightenment fast enough yet. And what's more, they leave you with stuff not bought onto the plate to suffice a means to an end. And wishful thinking at best on my part. To make ends worst to no stroll of luck. And make life-threatening decisions to mock God's design. Cast aside is big on props. We take center stage. Stage props, and Michael must not be caring? He pinpoints that, by himself. And make matters pressing to say the least. The congratulatory thing up to guesses make matters how they sell out. As me writing, I assure the masses they don't got lives leading to AWOL. And make things not operable at the time of peril. Nonetheless, you see, it's strikingly daunting to say the least. At best, that kind of stage is not for bluffers. The lifelong lesson I withhold to lighten the load needs excursions. To keep writing, letting you all know that. And make it on the agenda and fruit to bear. And make on their own, they fathom the truth enough times. And make congratulatory decisions made by tormenting lives as a game. Ever so daunting. And know now onlookers aren't all stage props you can fathom. And make them usable. Like they can't, on their own, to make matters worst. They shun you. And make it out in one piece. To exact revenge and on the plate to make it all a reality at that. Nothing portrays the life we lead to make matters of pressing on. No, not all the way urgent to suffice to God's plea. Make the life we lead about others long enough to fathom not caring in times of great peril? And daunting or perplexing enough, for God plays a hand. Them shattered lives know now, the enviable demise is at being fault. With everything we muster up, a sense of control. And point out to the truth. Fathom not only selfless acts, as they come crashing through the window. To no one ever has this rule be rue out entirely? That we can't enjoy it is stupid. To the lives leading up to Hawk or a mighty. We fathom knowing ourselves, that lead be let it, the pace it went to, long suffice the sum of the truth. Maybe my time did not sound so pleasant as I'm writing to tie over life itself. Not ourselves no leading the life we want to change?
seldom matters is what you think.
Make matters stand still and abide, by laws govern on the subconscious level. The plane is the realm we lead lives.
To exact revenge is a curse of Michael's. And with this day we rue out? We value other lives, above all else.
At the end of it, Michael says that, we don't tell back to anyone, how can time play a factor? That's to sum up, he thinks he's mighty. And at all not a nerd, picking up wordplay.
To heighten the summary, I thought, this day would never tell back time? Is not what I said.
But it's, to know the truth, stack up people, don't matter, to you, and they think they are going to miss Polly.
Jason Deng and Fernando Ruiz. Two good people, a bluff. That's what he said, you think? No, that's not what he said. The suffice ends thing we know, that was what he said.
He thinks he's good already knowledge of the future. Then he starts again, to know knowledge of the future is better, to suffice, we hate that, popper's ready to pop him.
No, we think, it deserves improvise.
What is Polly even doing, picking his nose and stuff? See, I ended with, stuff, that's how they tag it and talked, about evolution.
And the Denisovan and Neanderthal.
One has a big Chinese head, the Denisovans, but they might be Michael's size, and Neanderthals are my size, reverse heights.
Said Jason.
What you don't know, no one cares about Neanderthals and they'd, wouldn't be anything but, stacked up, Michael says. The moral decay senses are dull when it comes to Michael.
Little did we know he hides a vaginal.
It constricts him, and mess with his sense receptors.
The mom should know.
He has to be not out, and cowering, on his own accord or anything.
He should make it about the moral of life leading to an extent that we see for him. Never realizing life is all, doors are closed, to you. Are not it? Without no one second guess the truth. And make it all about us. But, what's he saying?
Is not for the faint of heart. Not to make life ceases to be anything wrong, but, to have a condition is not, kept secret as time, can tell you, you've walked every line in order. From worst to gradually getting up there or better.
By no means it's not about us.
But no one can fathom if you don't tell them at all, anything about your condition or worst. Makes life upheaval to some degree of digressing stuff happens for a reason.
And makes life unbearable, for some. Like they'd be always coming to his house.
To makes matters worst for him.
And abide they don't cuss you out? That's the moral decay factor.
Now we move on to the act of righteous conduct.
A game you say? But no, it's enduring to know now.
Without a degree in murder. We live within us, a serial killer.
At that.
Without wishful thinking he has that on his plate.
Is so tempting the gods want a lightning strike to happen. Believe it or not. Tells back when you least expect it to?
And make a life worth living, tolerable at best.
The end of the chapter, and now we reach up to the realm of the real.
With real power coming in the form of power without nothing. And what's more, I sum up in this book, I am literate and lost a part of school I value above all else.
It's the friends I can come up on later when the colonizing starts off.
To make matters quench its absolute control over matter. That life to ceases to be the way they portray themselves as a whole as part of the sum.
And we went down to you know where? When we mentioned Fernando the outtaker. Beating up gay guys? The rest is all in my head. From the Hallianizing. And make it about the lives leading up to getting them back. I can even include friends like Noah, Jamie, and Fernando the outtaker.
To lead their own mission of lightning striking Michael. That's for most of you that preach life goes on. To a mere T they don't grasp enough at straws.
Never count the chicken until the egg is hatched? Means something when I look for proof. Sometimes eager to please I fathom all control over the lives of so many.
We'll have a help seminar and bridge that gap towards everlasting life.
To own a black market in our secret organization. And they let us run it.
That's to joke that these chapters are made without consent.
When everybody's on your side?
Never make it past the trial stage, you think.
And make owning up to you who matters most. And make it out alive.
That's to no moral act of righteous conduct a game.
Or however I said it. The first time. And makes livelihood matter for some, not others in the game/group of people that make up the masses in our heads.
That match with the subconscious and beyond, further, up to grasping at straws. Long to tie over your beliefs and make them a reality. Without much condolences and waver, to the flag of absolute daunting, fake out the masses with your endeavor.